Hey everyone, welcome again to Palmetto Cats Live. It's Sunday night. We got a special night for you tonight. Another gear talk. Tonight we're going to be talking about catfishing rods. We got a lot of cool guests coming on again, some that you saw last week with the real talk, and some new ones that maybe you've never even heard before. And again, just like last week, I consider all of these people coming on pros or semi-pros, however you want to call it, at what they do. So please take their notes and their opinions on these rods for what it's worth, for what you value it for, and I hope that it helps you. So tonight we have at least 15 to 20 rods that we're going to show off. I'm really excited about it. I know a lot of us catfishermen are gear nuts. And when something new comes out, we want to check it out, or we want to hear about it. We want to see it in action. So this is just another chance for you to see some stuff, maybe not in action, but see the rods up close and hear from people that use these rods regularly. And it may inform your decisions on what you're considering purchasing or what you don't want to purchase. You'll hear price points. You'll hear stats on the rods. You'll hear maybe even some big fish caught on the rods, so that you'll know what they'll handle. So anyway, I want to get started. Firstly, I want to thank everybody that's coming in. Mike Irvin, Sean, Catfish Headhunters, Mike Greenwell, Sampy, Weekend Angler, who's going to be on here. Norm, my wife is on here, Outdoors Addiction. We got a lot of people in here. I value all of you coming in, and I'll shout you out. If you have comments or questions, please post them. I'll put them up on the screen for our guests to answer if they can, and we'll just go from there. The other thing I want to talk about real quickly is that I'm going to try to screen share as close to the product as I can. I got a little bit of flack from the comments after the Reel Talk went live that I posted the wrong reel. It's live YouTube, y'all. It's live television. So if I mess up, I'm going to ask you to forgive me in advance, and know that I'm not trying to bamboozle you or fool you into something that's not being presented. But anyway, enough of that. If you're interested in looking at any of these rods while we're talking about them, I'm going to screen share them, and I think all of the links are in the description, so you can check those out. And then we'll have our channel of the week like normal. I do want to send a shout out to Val Lane and Katie Collins. They're part of the Boom Squad, which I just started last week. Thank you for your memberships. That's awesome. I hope that y'all are enjoying the perks that I've already given you. All right, here we go. We're getting started. We're going to come up with someone that everybody knows, someone that you probably watch all the time. Mr. Josh from the Weekend Angler. How you doing, buddy? He didn't know he was first, y'all.
How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you? How have you been?
Oh, not too bad. I spent the day on the Ohio River doing a little drifting today, and come up with we come up with a few decent cats. So,
all right, cool. What you got for us tonight?
Well, I've got the Tangled with Catfish Extreme Series, and pulled out one of the slime cat rods also. So we'll go ahead and start out, if you want, with that Tangled with Catfish rod.
All right, go for it.
I can do this without hooking the ceiling or myself.
Yeah, that is something that's a little different than the reels. Like, they're a little bit easier to present.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble for having all this in the house. What's going to go on? But this is the like I said, this is the Tangled with Catfish. This is the Extreme Series. These are their more geared towards a blue cat rod, and they're a 7 foot 6 inch one piece medium heavy rod. Fast action. It loads up real quick whenever a fish pulls down on it. Line rating is 10 to 60 pounds, and the lure rating is 1 to 10 ounces. So this one here I just got last week. This is one of their newer ones that have the
show that handle.
They have the Eva Foam Handles here.
That's beautiful right there.
And this was I ordered 4 of those, and this is the first time I've tried the ones with the EVA handles, and I'm sold on them. So
I'm just sold on the color.
Everybody,
I like that blue camo, man. If somebody ever comes out with a green camo, I'm telling you, like a green digital camo like that, that's vibrant. They got my money.
I bet Slime Cat give Slime Cat 6 months and they'll throw one out there.
So, what do you like about that that Tangled Catfish rod so much?
Those are actually my go-to rods. I like to try out different gear. Like you said, we're all gear junkies.
That's right.
I've got close to a dozen of these extremes, and anytime we're fishing a tournament or we're out, 90% of the time, if I'm shooting a video, I'm using these extremes, and I just like really the way they load up. I don't feel like I miss a whole lot of fish. It's got a very stiff tip on the rod.
So to anybody who's new, like, what do you mean by load up? Anybody who's a new catfishman, what do you mean by that?
Well, when the catfish bites on your hook and pulls down on that, the rod will bend. Let's see if I can do this without hooking myself. We're gonna be doing real good. If I hook myself, you'll have something for the blooper reel.
There you go.
There's the tip of that rod. And you can see that I'm pulling straight down on that, and it's not making it past probably the second or third guide before you're into the backbone of that rod. And so that gives you a bunch of power to fight that fish with and to keep that fish going the direction that you want him to go. But
so question, and I know the answer to this, but I'll let you answer since you're the guest. Is that the rods Mr. Steve Douglas uses?
That is the rods that Steve Douglas uses. Well, he used to use them all the time, and he's moved more now, I think, to the monster rods, which are still put out by Tangled Catfish. But
right, I think those are on their website too.
They are. Those are basically, from what I've been told, they're spec wise, they're about the same as the extremes. So I actually ordered the Tangled Catfish Extremes after watching Steve's videos.
Gotcha.
And so he's a good salesman for him, because
for sure.
I was like, I got to order some of these, and it helps out that Tangled Catfish is here in Illinois also. So if I order them, I get them a couple, 1 or 2 days later. So
gotcha.
Yeah, there's that monster rod.
Yep. Yeah, everybody knows that. That's an iconic look right there. I didn't even know until I really got into it, that's what those were. I thought that his company made those, and I didn't realize until I really got into it that Tangled Cats made those. Right.
Yeah, I know Steve's real tight with Tangled Catfish, and I've had we all end up having things. We're rough on our gear. Everybody is
for sure. Yeah.
Jerry Klein, who runs Tangled Catfish, man, he's excellent as far as customer service goes, and anytime I've had an issue, I've been able to get in touch with him, and he's straightened it out for me. So
that's good. So customer service is good.
Customer service is excellent. Excellent customer service.
So there you go, people. We got the action. We got famous people using them. We got a beautiful rod, especially that digital blue camo. I love that. And then you got great customer service, and the price point, as you saw, wasn't terrible. It's about what you would expect from these Catfish rods now. Yep. So how about the Slime Cat?
Slime Cat. Here we go. Let me grab one of those out here. This is a Slime Cat. This is the 7.6 extra medium heavy.
Extra medium heavy. Okay.
Extra medium heavy. This sits somewhere between about like a medium and a heavy. This is about as close to a Tangled. But did I freeze?
Yeah, you're frozen up. That's all right. Keep talking. Maybe it'll come back.
All right, hold on a second here. Let's see if I can. Well.
I mean, at least it's a good pose.
Yeah, I think they're holding the rod. At least I didn't have my mouth open or something.
Go ahead. That's a good thumbnail for something. Go ahead and talk about it. I got it up on the screen.
All righty. Now this is the like I said, this is the Slime Cat casting rod. It's a 7'6" one piece, same as the Tanglewood Catfish Extreme. Now this is the extra medium heavy, which if you're looking, I'm looking at your picture right there. It's that one in the middle.
Yep.
And the and
I
it
think
loads
they're all
up.
the same pictures. This is a good example of the action on the different ones.
Yes,
I'm guessing that one that's not bent as much as the one you have.
That's probably the heavy one right there at the top.
Okay.
And then that one in the middle would be their extra medium heavy. And then their medium, to me, their medium heavy bends a lot more like a medium action. I looked at these things at Catfish Conference.
Yeah.
It took me a second. And they actually had them tied off where you could lift up, and the rods were tied off down low, and you could kind of put some pressure on them to see how they were going to bend. And the extra medium heavy, that was the one that matched up to my style of fishing the best. And so we can get that thing. I think I freaked the webcam out.
Like I said, man, live TV, you can't control everything.
Well, I think what I'm being told is that my daughter is streaming something.
There you go.
Hey,
You're back.
I switched webcams to the one built into the laptop.
There you go. All right, show us that Slime Cat one more time.
All right, there's that Slime Cat extra medium heavy.
Wait, go back to that reel real quick. What is that?
That reel gets everybody's attention. That is a Bass Pro Shops Cat Max reel.
Okay.
That I stripped down. It had quite a bit of boat rash, and
boat rash.
And so I kind of scuffed it up real good, and I hit it with the airbrush, and just started playing one day, and it kind of looked pretty good on that rod, I thought. So
yeah, man.
I stick it out there, and everybody that sees it is like, "Well, hold on, I want to check that out."
Yeah, so, you knew that was coming then.
These also have the EVA foam. These are a real deep cross cut, so even if these rod handles get wet, you can maintain a grip on them. And the end of these, the handle on these is 16 inches, so you've got a lot of handle behind it there.
Tuck it up under your arm.
You tuck it up under your arm or whatever you need to do, and it's got a good EVA foam foregrip also. Now these are moderate fast. They'll bend a little bit further down the rod than say the Tanglewood Catfish Extreme, but not a whole lot more. But even with that, these handle more weight. They're 2 to 15 ounce weight rating, and 10 to 50 pounds on the line. Now, one thing that really kind of sets these apart, if I can get these up here, and try to get both of these into shot. This is that Extreme, and that other one. Slime Cat, let's see if I can get those down there. Slime Cat has an extra line guide up there at the top.
Ah, I see it.
It's about 2.5 inches behind that tip. And that gives you just an extra little bit of sensitivity and an extra little bit of control when you're fighting a fish. Now, I haven't gotten to use that one a lot. I finally got to catch a fish on it during that couples tournament.
Okay.
That was the first time catching a fish on that one. I'd taken it out. Slime Cat makes what they call a kayak rod. It's about 5.5 feet long, and I saw that one at CatCon and decided that'd be perfect for my daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She can't. I mean, she can't handle a 7.6 rod, but a 5.7 she can do all right with. So
she can whip it around, huh?
Yeah. We each had to get one, and
awesome. We
were setting up to do a daddy daughter challenge on it, and we probably picked one of the hottest days of the summer to do it. So we're gonna have to redo that one to make it work. But
awesome. Well, I hate to ask you this, and you don't have to answer it. TWC or Slime Cat, if you had to choose one.
if I had to choose one, I'm going with Tanglewood Catfish, and
There you go.
that's just because that's what I'm familiar with. That's where my confidence sits. And like I said, those are my go-to rods. They always have been, and I like to try the new ones, but I stick with the old school rod. They do good for me. So.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. Y'all go check out the Weekend Angler on YouTube. It's got a great channel. Lots of good catfishing information. If you're new to the sport, if you want to learn how to tie knots, if you want to learn what weights to use, hooks to use, he's got it all. Go check him out. And I appreciate you coming on, man.
Kevin, thanks for having me. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourself.
Yes, sir. Take care. All right. Next, we have a fellow Santier. We got Jimmy from Fishing and Gear, and he's going to come on here, and he's going to talk about the B&M Silvercat Elite. Am I correct?
You're right. You were right.
All right. Show us what you got, Jimmy.
Okay, I got the B&M, and I really like it. It does have a, let's see if I can get it. You can see. It's got a high vis tip on it. We don't night fish a lot, but sometimes we do, and it does help. And it will glow with those UV lights. And it's a 7.5 foot medium heavy, and it does have the EVA as well. So I get it here. And it's called an X grip, and it has a double lock-in nut on it, which helps. And it's got diamonds on it. You know it's got to be good.
It's got diamonds.
So, I actually bought this rod. I was using the Berkeley Big Game rods, and I was looking for something a little bit better because we were getting into drift fishing. And so I noticed Dieter Milhorn used these, and I messaged him on Facebook. Super guy. He will get back with anybody and talk to people, which is what's great about him. And asked him about him. He said, just order them. He said, you'll love them. So we ordered them. And what I noticed with drift fishing was the tips were a lot more sensitive than the big game that we were using. So the slightest little bump, you can notice that on the bottom and you don't miss anything. So that's what I really, like about it is that sensitive tip on it. But it doesn't take much, and it loads up pretty quick.
It's awesome. And it's got diamonds on it, man.
Yeah, it's got diamonds. So what really sold me on it was my last catch, 75-pound, my personal best. And I had 6 lines out in the back. One rod had to fish. The other one was hung up. And the fish got wrapped around the one that was hung up. And he torqued that other line so much to where he snapped that line before he snapped this rod. I mean, that's
did you just say twerk? Twerked?
Torque.
Torque. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I said torque. But it's a strong rod, It's got a
it handled it. I watched your video, man. It handled that cat pretty good.
It did. That catfish handled me.
That was a big one.
It was a fish of a lifetime. I'd say it was probably 60% luck and 40% skill. So the fish was there and I was there. But the rods, right. I like the rods. I'm rough on my stuff. I really am. I'm just the type of guy. I don't keep stuff, nice and clean and fancy. I get done with stuff. I toss it in the corner. And I mean, you can see the slime on these things. I mean, we fish with them probably. I do 2 to 3 trips a week. I spend about 30 hours a week on the water, and these things go through, a lot of abuse from me, but they're pretty tough.
And the price point is good on them.
Yeah, I think I picked them up at Bass Pro the cheapest. I think 69 or somewhere up in there.
Yeah, I have one as well. I got it from Palmetto State here in Charleston and or in Somerville. And right now, what place is this? Is Midway USA's got them for $64.99. So that's not bad.
Yeah, I think I actually ordered because I started with 2 and I think I reordered a few more. I was kind of adding them to the collection. I think I did get a couple from Midway.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, Jimmy. Well, thanks a lot for coming on, man. I appreciate you taking time out. Y'all go check out Fishing and Gear. It's got a good YouTube channel, and he just caught a 75-pound catfish on a piece of chicken breast. So go check that out. And he's also got drift drift weights on there. If you see SanteeDrifters.com, I want to thank you for coming on. If you want to show them that weight, just a close up of it.
Yeah, give me 1 second here.
You got one ready? So these weights are designed to drift over structure, and Jimmy makes them.
Yeah, and the difference between my weights and a lot of people's is I use very small beads in it. It's actually, I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually birdshot. It's actually birdshot.
Cool. Just hold it up to the camera so we can see.
A lot of guys use buckshot and stuff like that, but with the smaller beads, I mean, they bend and they flex a lot more.
Gotcha.
So the way these are designed, I got them designed with a 10-pound pressure release head. So if it snags up and it won't come out, that release head to just release the drift sinker, and then you just put another drift sinker on. You don't lose your line, you don't lose your hook and everything. You just put another sinker on it and just keep going. You have to stop your boat. You know how that hassle is.
Yep. Well, hey, we're gonna have a terminal tackle talk night too. I might have you back on.
Okay, great. I love it.
All right, Jimmy. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good one. All right. I've had this fellow on the show once before. He catches big flatheads, and he's way out there in the middle of nowhere. But he's going to come on and talk about some whisker seeker rods. Mr. Spencer Bauer, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing great, man. You just came back from sturgeon fishing. How was that?
Did. It was really cold. I actually drove back through this like it was a mild snowstorm on the way back. So when you say up north, like no joke, I'm up north. Well, I mean, anywhere is pretty much up north compared to you except Florida. So there's that.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna do something real quick. I just want to embarrass somebody.
Yeah.
That's your fellow Iowan.
Another Iowan?
Yeah, he'll be on here in a minute. So show us a whisker seeker rod, man.
Oh yeah. That's what we're out here for. We're not just.
That's right. That's right.
There's my favorite. And what would you like me to talk about in particular?
Just why you like it so much. I mean, you use it, and I don't want to speak for you, but like, how's it been good to you? You know, how's it handle fish, that sort of thing. Specs.
Well, I'll preface it that I'm a giant fishing nerd, and I built fishing rods for a long time, and because I couldn't find the perfect fishing rod, and this isn't the perfect fishing rod because it doesn't exist, but I can't build a better one for a lower price point than what you can get these. And better is a matter of perception, you know, like what's best is whatever's best in your eyes. But this is just, it's a lot of power in a compact package. They weigh like, I think 11 or 12 ounces. This would be a heavy right here. And I want to say like 12.6 ounces. So it's not heavy. It's carbon and S-glass. So there is some durability, even though it's light. And it's got a fast tip, but the tip's light enough where you can see light bites like the sturgeon we were fishing for this weekend. They don't hit very hard. They hit like a 1 or 2 pound, not like a half pound to a pound fiddler channel cat. Your odds just,
really?
Yeah, that's it.
That's interesting.
It is, especially considering how powerful they are. Yeah, they're something else. We didn't tangle with any big ones, unfortunately, but I mean, it just amazes me how much heat you can put on a fish with this, even though it's so light. And even though it's so light, you can still, I mean, I'll cast 1 to 2 pound baits and 48 ounces of lead on it, and it handles it just fine. And this one's a season one. It's seen quite a bit.
The OG?
Not the OG.
Not the OG?
No, it's seen quite a bit. It's caught a few fish, and well, it's tossed a lot of baits is what it really does. I mean, it just meets all of my needs, and especially kayak fishing, bank fishing, using something that's a lighter blank.
Gotcha.
It's nicer to fish with. It's nicer to haul around. But whether you're bank fishing or boat fishing or kayak fishing or whatever, it's just a pretty reasonable price for what it really is. And if you want to know, they're it's rated for 10 to 50 pound line, but I regularly use like 80 to 60. It's not the 10 commandments. It's just a recommendation. And then they come in 7'6" and 9.5 or 9'6" models in heavy and medium heavy. I prefer the heavy.
Is that the FMJ or the GFX?
This one's the GFX. It's got a graphite reel handle, a reel seat, and that's mainly, it just takes a little weight off.
Yeah.
And people get excited about the metal reel seats, but I mean, we're catfishing. We're not fishing for tuna. We're not putting out 50 to 65 pounds of drag consistently on a fish. And I know durability is a major concern, but they're aluminum hooded. So there's some structural integrity there, or additional structural integrity there. But the FMG with the metal reel seat, for a rod with a metal reel seat, it's small, it's ergonomic, it's not giant and bulky, and doesn't add 4 ounces to the rod and make it 10 to 20% heavier. But
and yours is a one piece, right?
You know, I use one piece. I use two piece. I actually prefer a two piece because they fit in the bed of my truck better. And then I can just lock them in there and have them all the time. So I'll fish for flatheads with a medium heavy on occasion, just because medium heavy is the only one that comes in a two piece. And they live back there. That's their home.
I got a two piece that you probably have never seen before.
Oh, I bet I have.
I bet you haven't.
Show me. Oh, I thought you meant a two-piece whisker seeker that I've never seen.
Oh, that's a whisker seeker.
Oh, it is. How did you do that?
I didn't do anything. My wife won it on Chunky Cat's Fishing.
Okay. What did he do?
He has a live show where these rods glow in the dark.
Oh, okay. That's
so you might want to get with them since you do so much night fishing. Hey, Chunky, look. But yeah, he painted it with fluorescent paint, and I wasn't sure about a two piece, but then when I got it and saw how stiff it was, I was impressed. Mm-hmm. And does yours, even though it's a heavy, does it have like a really flexible tip? Like this one has a lot of action in it.
Yeah, the medium heavy more so than the heavy, but the difference as far as the tip action isn't significant. But the heavy shuts down like 2/3 the half.
Yeah. Cool, man. What would you say for someone who was looking to get a whisker seeker rod for flatheads and a whisker seeker rod for blues? Are they any different? Should you consider a different rod, or will any of them do you well?
I mean, honestly, any of them will do you well. The one I would stay away from if you're looking for fishing for bigger fish like blues and flatheads is the 9.5 foot medium heavy.
Okay.
Because, well, unless you like a big bend, I mean, it has its place. It's a great outside rod for drifting for channel cats, at least in my opinion. We all have different opinions, but I really, really prefer the 9.5 foot heavy if you're going to go that length. So the medium heavy or the heavy are great for big fish, and the medium heavy 9.5 is great if you're mainly targeting channel cats with it.
And you said yours is a heavy 7.6?
I use them all, all of them have their purposes.
It looks like they're coming in at $79.95 right now. That's cool.
That's the GFX, and the FMJs are a little more because of the metal reel seat.
Right.
But I honestly prefer the GFX just because they're like an ounce and a half lighter. And it doesn't sound like that much, but when you're fighting a fish, I prefer to fight the fish and not fight the fishing rod. And I've dealt with a lot of big, heavy fiberglass fishing rods for catfish, but then also in the salt, for sharks off the beach, and tossing baits for reds in the surf and things like that. And graphite lighter is more responsive, and you can cast a bait further, and it's more enjoyable to fight a fish on. The downfalls are just not quite as durable. You can't run them over like you can.
Gotcha.
Fiberglass blank.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, hey, I know you're tired. I know you just got off the road, but man, I really appreciate you taking time and coming on here for a few minutes. It means a lot.
It's fun, anytime, man.
All right, dude. We'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. See you.
All right, bye. All right, we got the 1 ton fishing crew in here tonight. We're gonna start off with hold on, I lost my thing right there. Well, I see Art is in here. Let's go ahead to Art. How you doing, Art? Uh-oh, he's muted, and that's my fault. There you go. Now you're unmuted.
You want to talk to me now?
All right, man. What you got to show us tonight?
So I I have multiple rods, but one of the ones that seem to get hit the most and I catch the most fish on is my Bass Pro Shop 8-foot medium heavy Cat Max, which is this guy right here. I don't know. I tell you, it's tough following Spencer, man. That was really cool.
he's just a guy.
I know, but we try to model a lot of things we do because we like to chase flatheads, even though we catch blues most of the time. We love chasing flatheads, and you know, us big guys can't get on those cool kayaks.
Yeah, you won't catch me on.
Yeah, I wanted to. I started looking into it, and yeah, by the time I ever bring all the gear and sit on it, that's probably not going to be good.
Well, the ones we'd have to get are really expensive.
Yeah.
Anyway, tell us about that rod, brother.
So I like this rod a lot compared to the others. I mean, it's nothing special. It's got the graphite reel seat. It's medium heavy. It's really stiff. I mean, but it's got a decent action for the tip. Let me try to do it here in the basement. It's got a fast action tip. But I think the thing I like about it the most is this 16-inch grip down the bottom, because I just like feeling like I have the advantage. Now, I do have the other thing. One thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have a hook keeper. So you have to hook up near your guides, and it nicks it up and all that. And this doesn't have stainless steel eyes either, but it has the graphite, and I'm just afraid of nicking it, and then that becomes a constant thing if it snapping your line. You're cutting your line.
It's true. That's true.
I do like the 8-foot. It's kind of a weird size now. You get to see a lot of these custom rods, or the good brand of. I mean, this is a good brand too, but the good brands of rods, they're like at that 7'6" mark, and with the extra 4 inches, you know, being a bank fisherman, we get that little bit extra load to chunk it out there further.
Right. Cool. Well, let me put it up on the screen here. So the price point, it seems to go from $69 to $109, and I know your model isn't up there, but what can you tell me about the price points?
So I got this one for $50, and that's what attracted me to it the most. Because I mean, we were fishing before we started the YouTube channel, but I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of, I couldn't drop $100 on a rod at the time.
Right.
So, and tough to be buying stuff for yourself around Christmas time. So I was like, $50 isn't terrible. So I'll go ahead and get it.
It's got a catfish on it.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I do. I really do. I like the longer handle. I mean, I have a big Cat Fever, and I got some other random stuff I bought because they were 12-foot rods. But that's the one thing I like about it. That base is, I like having that 16-inch handle at the bottom.
So they have a 15-foot rod.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Holy cow. Chunky, you need a 15-foot rod, man. You can cast for 2 country miles with that thing.
Yeah.
Cool. So out of your other rods, you favor this one the most, or is it just because you've been luckier on that one?
No, the fish favor this one the most.
The fish favorite. Okay.
I catch the most fish on it, which is weird. Sometimes I'll leave it sit at home and I get skunked. It's just weird. So I always bring it. It's always the first one that I load in the car or load in my truck.
So because the fish favorite, you tend to favor it, which is probably why it gets hit more often. Hey, we're all in the same boat, man. We all have that rod. We all have that reel that, seems to have the lucky juju on it. So don't feel bad about that.
And another one I've been using lately it's another Cat Max is the casting version. It's brown. I mean, I have it up there, but again, fish tend to like.
It's up there. Yeah. Cool, man. Hey, Josh, I guess he's having connectivity problems, but if you want to text him, tell him, if he can get back in, I'll bring him in.
All right, cool. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, Mr. Michael Murillo. I think he's done with his chicken now. How you doing, buddy?
I was trying to get your attention with that fajita chicken.
Oh, I saw it.
How
I
that
saw
work for
it.
you? I figured I'd just
Hey,
show everybody that you can be a fine example of how to be a great guest. Like Spencer, I wore this shirt in honor of Spencer because he's
that's
Lauren's
why I put you on there.
favorite show right now. And then I figured I'd show you an example of how to get uninvited in the future by eating in front of the host.
That's all right, man.
Nope.
So you have probably the most expensive rod on the show tonight. And
Yes,
before I
and
show that, why don't you tell us what it is? And you borrowed it, right?
yes, well, I stole it because I'm not giving it back. So borrow is when you return something. Stealing it is when you don't give it back. So my cousin used to own this rod, and he trusts me. He trusts me. So that's not going to work out so good for him. And
Nope.
yes, the St. Croix Mojo cat, like many others, it's way too expensive for me. But Luke Nichols of Catfish and Carp did that huge rod review that everybody watched 50 times a piece. And this was rated as the best in show there. And I wanted to know why. So my cousin had one. I'm like, can I touch it? And he's like, yeah, you can touch it. Throw it out there. See what you can do. And it's a lot of what Spencer said is very true of this rod as well. He said you want to fight the fish, not your own equipment, and it's just amazing the feel of it. I just weighed it on my digital fishing scale, and it weighs a half a pound. I really think that that's probably not completely accurate, but it's got to be pretty close because I can balance this thing on one or two fingers if I weren't afraid of dropping it and then having to pay for it. So
So the one I have up is the wrong one. You don't have the inshore, obviously.
no.
But I think the
And
price is
I don't know
around
much
the
about
same.
it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think almost all of their rods like this are about the same. I think he said it was like 169 or 189.
Wow.
So again,
And I
it's a
know
lot of
Justin
money.
Johnston uses the St. Croix for his bait rod, and he said those are expensive too.
Oh, well, just to give you a little bit of a background on my cousin, I couldn't talk him into presenting this himself, and he had gotten away from fishing for maybe 15 years. He got back into it, and he decided if he was getting back into it, he was going to watch all of you guys' videos and take your recommendations on the equipment that he should invest in because he doesn't want to buy, something every couple years. So he ended up with one of these and a real like chunky. Although my cousin knows what those knobs do, so he's loving that. Since I didn't want to steal everything, I told him to keep the reel. That way I only take half. Maybe he feels a little bit better, but it's very, very thin yet extremely sturdy. It's maybe the most comfortable cork handle I've ever touched, which is another reason why I won't give it back. The workmanship just amazing. I'll try to get a little bit closer here. The eyelets are just gorgeous. They do have inserts. So again, you could probably bait fish with this thing, just like you're saying, just so that way you could use it all the time and really feel like you're kind of getting your $200 worth. But
see, those inserts
gorgeous.
scare me though. I've had inserts before and they pop out.
Yep. It's got a real nice double
Hook keeper.
Yeah, hook keeper. And the stats on it says it's a 7-foot, 1-piece, medium action, fast action. Although I think everybody lists their rods at fast action now, so I want to make fun of that. But it says it can chuck 8 ounces of lead, so that's why he got it. To do some river fishing and try to get on some flatheads and stuff. And it's got eight eyelets. And what I'll say of the action of the rod,
that's weird too, because most of them have 9 or 10.
Yeah, and what I'll say of the action of the rod, and I can't show you because I'm just being real delicate with my new equipment here. it seems like it's a very nice, very, very nice bend in the middle of the rod, and it's very, very firm. So it's really strong. If it were an 8-foot rod, I'd keep it, but it's a 7-foot rod, so I will give it back.
Yeah, it is a little short for a catfish.
Yeah.
For what the catfish rods are now.
Yeah, it's gorgeous though. If you guys got that money burning a hole in your wallet, and if you can get your hands on one, you may buy it, because this is a beautiful piece of engineering right here. So
Cool, man. Well, here's again, this is not the link to the one he has in his hand. It is a link to a St. Croix rod. So if you want to buy that one or you want to check it out, don't go to this link. This is the one I have in the description. So find a different one. But anyway, that's how you spell St. Croix and Mojo. So maybe that'll help you out a little bit. I don't even think it's on Amazon, to be honest with you. Most of these rods are not on Amazon, and I think that the time is coming soon when all of them will be on Amazon, because that's really how you get your stuff out there, because nobody likes to pay for that shipping. Cool. Well, hey man, thanks as always. I appreciate it. Thanks for borrowing that rod.
oh yeah.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye. All right, we're going to do a pause for our YouTube channel of the week. And I just found this channel thanks to Ryan from Setting Hooks and Crossing Eyes. It's a brand new channel, just started, I think maybe last week. And they've already had 2 insane videos on there that just blew my mind. If you like catfishing and you like exciting videos, go check this one out. I think the video they just put out, they're catching 40s and 50 pounders in current that I would feel uncomfortable anchoring in pretty much. So go check out Epic Catfishing. Epic. If somebody wouldn't mind putting that link up there, go check them out. I've already sent them a message. I'm going to have them on the show as soon as we can get them on. But man, they catch big fish, and they have fun doing it. And like I said, the last video they just put out, they were in some insane current. Like if something would have come down and knocked the boat, they wouldn't have been with us after that night. But anyway, go check them out. Next in the stream, we have Mr. Roger DeMint Jr.
Up, everybody.
What's going on?
Hey, I'm just sitting here enjoying the show, man. Some of these rods I own already, and some of these rods I don't own already. So it's just kind of cool to hear everyone's 2 cents on them. So
I think everybody feels that way, man. We have 137 people in the stream, which blows my mind.
That is good.
So thank you for everybody who shared it out. We hadn't said this yet. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I'm so bad at that. So I'm so thankful for those of you in chat who are reminding people to hit the thumbs up. I want to get the show rolling, and I hate all the small talk. So that being said, go for it.
All right, guys. Hey, I am a fan of the Catch the Fever, Big Cat Fever rods. I'll be completely honest with you. I went to the Catfish Conference a few years ago and had no idea where to start. So like many of us, we go in there and we shake them. We look at them. We play with them a little bit, and you pick one up and you take it home. So that's what I did. I think I bought one of like 6 different rods, and that's what I used for about a year. And throughout the year, using the rods, I started selling more on the Big Cat Fever rods, and man, I fell in love with them. Now I have different rods for different things. But this is my go-to rod probably 80% of the time. This is what I'm going to throw. And this here is a medium heavy. This is a 7.6. The line is rated for 10 to 50 pounds, and the ounces is 1 to 10. And I can tell you, I throw way more than 10 ounces off this thing, and it has no problem. No problem. I've got my PB. Actually, we had the real talk last week. This is the combination I had. This exact rod, Big Cat Fever rod, medium heavy, and the Penn Swell that I had on the show last week was the two. I caught my 55-pound flathead in some crazy high current, 2 years ago now, and on this exact rod. The customer service that goes along with Catch the Fever, the job that Caleb Page does with the company and all the help that he has is just outstanding. The way they give back to the community, they sponsor, a ton of different fishing events. I know right now on their page, they're doing a special edition breast cancer awareness rod that is pink. There it is, that you could pre-order. And it's just a cool thing that these guys do. They're very active in the community. Caleb is a hardcore fisherman like ourselves who loves to get out there and get a good fight. If you haven't had a chance to watch any of his crazy videos where he takes rods just like this, medium heavy, and attaches it to a forklift and has somebody pick him up in the air.
I thought it was a medium rod.
He's done both. Yeah. Medium rod as well.
That's why I bought a medium rod, was because of that video.
Yeah. And it's the same here. I'd already owned them before he did that. But talk about confidence. When I hook into a great big old log, I know. Hey, we started calling them stick jack. They're stick jack now.
Tree pounders.
Tree pounders. That's right. But just a ton of confidence in this. This is my anchor rod. This is my dragon rod, my suspending rod. Like I said, probably 80% of the time, I'm going to use this Big Cat Fever rod. Now I've got a couple different varieties. This one here, I'm a fan of cork, so I like the cork handle. I do think they could have been a little longer on the butt end. Yep, I like a longer handle, but for the pros and cons, that wasn't a big deal to me. I opted for the all white, and I'll tell you, they do turn a little yellowish around the eyes. I know that's
where the glue is.
Where the glue is. Yep, absolutely. And I'll be completely honest. It's kind of a bummer because you got this nice shiny rod and you've got these discolored eyes that kind of make it. But I don't know when or how they'll do something about it. If they even can, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I've had two of those exact rods for about 3 months, and they've already started turning yellow. And I didn't know that I cared about the butt length until I didn't have it. Because I just switched to casting rods, so I bought a few different brands to see which one I like. And the B&Ms I have and the Muddy River one, they all have long butts on them, and I missed that when I reel in a fish on that.
Well, when I say that 80% of the time is the Big Cat Fever rod, the other 20% is my Muddy River Blue Cat rod.
There you go.
And I like that handle. And, that handle, I love that grip on that rod. If I was to come on here and to be honest about what I use most of the time, it's these Big Cat Fever rods. A big part of that was I won 6 of them in a lot. You guys see these online raffle game, pages that, are various throughout. I won 6 rods of my choice by any name maker, any brand. And so this is what I went with. So I got 6 at a time. I probably own 10 Big Cat Fever rods now. And they just do the trick. My Blue Cat rod is fantastic. I love it. It's the same. If I didn't choose this rod tonight, it would have been the Blue Cat rod.
Gotcha.
About the only other, I have tangled catfish rods, and there's nothing wrong with them. My personal preference is this right here. I love the backbone. I love the fast action. I can see every little bite. It really shows you.
No doubt. It's a quality rod. No doubt.
Yeah. And you know, there's many out there that are just high quality as well. My advice to people is I met several guys off of YouTube and Facebook that didn't know what they wanted. And here I am, I'm sitting with a garage full of everything. And I tell them, hey, don't wait to the Catfish Conference to get your hands on something. Come out to the house, play with my rods, and then choose which one you like.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
And you'd be surprised how many people said the Cat Fever rods, even after they thought they had a favorite. I'm about as red as my shirt. I don't know.
Yes, you are. On that note, Roger, thanks so much. Hey, y'all, if y'all want to check out Big Cat Fever rods, they don't sell them on Amazon, but Caleb, like he said, Caleb does a good job. Caleb's the co-owner, and he has videos on there about which one you should choose. And if you want to see that one where he's being picked up by the rod, I mean, it's a pretty cool video. Now, Caleb's not bear people like me and you, bigger bear. He's a little dude, but still, I mean, any rod that can deadlift a human without breaking is pretty good. So, man, I really appreciate it. I know you got tons of rods, and you could go on forever about all of them. Maybe we will one day. People enjoy this kind of stuff. But until then, I got 4 other wonderful guests in the queue. Buddy.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Bye. All right. We got Derek from Ohio Catfish Chasers. Let me unmute you and go. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Good, man. So you have a rod that I haven't seen a lot of people use, and maybe one of the reasons is they're kind of out of stock right now. But why don't you talk about that Catfish Sumo rod?
Yeah, if they were out of stock, I'd have 2 more on the way right now. But I talked to the owner probably last week, and he said November they'll be back in stock.
Okay, so soon. All right.
But see if I can keep from breaking it on the ceiling here. But yeah, it's Catfish Sumo.
Is that the chopstick?
Yeah, chopstick. It's the 1-piece. They sell a 2-piece also, and the main difference is obviously 1-piece versus 2-piece. And this one has the hang on, it's backwards. Has the double locking, aluminum reel seat, where the 2-piece is plastic, and the 2-piece has the foam handle versus the cork. So that's why I went with the 1-piece. But they're both 7'6". It's a 10 to 50 pound line recommendation, 1 to 6 ounce, lure weight recommendation. It's got 10 guides. They don't have the inserts in them. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not.
Okay. Yep.
But I mean, I like it. If anybody out there watches my channel, it's mostly channel cats, nothing huge. But the owner fishes the Tennessee River a lot, and he catches some pretty nice blues on them. So, they're a medium heavy rod with a moderate fast action tip. So, like everybody's been saying, you see the bites, but then when it comes down to it, and that fish is digging down deep, it's got plenty of backbone to bring them back up to the top. So, it's a pretty good rod. I've had mine for 3 years, and I'm going to order 2 more. So that should say something about them.
Yeah, this is one that I've been wanting to try. Number one, because it's green, but I like the company. I like the whole theme of it, and I want to give everybody a chance. I want to give every rod a chance. I don't know why. Nothing, no particular reason, but just I want the best catfish rod that I can get. And like a lot of people say, and probably a lot of people in here are thinking, you got one, you've tested them all. I mean, they're all similar. But what would you say? And that was my next point. So if someone said that to you, what would you say is different about the chopstick?
Well, I've got a bunch. I mean, I've got a couple sitting here. I've got an old beef stick, an old eagle claw, 2 night sticks, and they're just a really thick, heavy rod. You know what I mean? This one, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, on the camera, but it's really thin. And I mean, it honestly surprised me how well it holds up. But it's light. It's 7'6", so it's on the shorter side. Like I know, Shelby, obviously not as big as I am, so it's a little bit easier for her. Easier to net fish with it. You don't have 10 foot of rod sticking out the side of the boat trying to net fish. And like I forget who it was. Somebody said, it's not the perfect rod. I don't know if there is a perfect rod, but it's my favorite out of the ones that I've got. And I haven't tried all of them. I've tried a lot of the older ones, really, like the Big Cat Fever. I've never tried Whisker Seeker, nothing like that. So
yeah, and Ace kind of made a point. I know it's not what his point was, but he helped me get to a point. And I think the only perfect rod, you can say is one that's custom made for you.
Right.
And there are people that make them, like Lyle Stokes makes them, which is how I got to the point. But, someone you say, I want this length of butt, I want this kind of guides, I want this, and that's the only perfect rod you can get. But if you can find a company that makes it close to what you want, then, it's cheaper to go that route.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at with this one. It's, ever since the first time I used it, I was like, man, I got to get more of these. They're pretty nice. Obviously, I waited 3 years before I did that. But a big part of that was, when I troll, I like to have 10-footers out the side to cover a little more water, and then I have my shorter ones out the back. Well, when I started using planer board, it didn't matter anymore. So I was like, well, I'll get 2 more of these, and they were out of stock. So, but
that's
yeah,
why I was going to ask you if you use planer boards, but you just answered it.
yeah. I don't know. I had some for a long time, and I never used them. And then one day I just started using. Actually, I think me and Roger was out, and we started using them, and I haven't looked back. So, yeah,
awesome. Well, I'll show the people the Rod website one more time. He said they'll be back in stock in November, so check that out. Do you know if he comes to the Catfish Conference?
I'm pretty sure he does. I was actually getting ready to send him a message because I saw he's from Tennessee, where that Catapalooza is, which I don't know much about that one. I know more about the Catfish Conference. So I was going to get a hold of him and see if he was going to be down there or not, but I haven't. So I want to say get to it, but I'm not positive.
Well, if you do, let me know, and we'll share it out. Because I'd like to. I'm holding off on any more rod purchases until February, so I can actually hold them. I'd like to hold a slime cat and a TWC and a shattered cat, which I couldn't get on here tonight. But if you find out, let me know.
I will. Yeah, I don't want to say anything against him. This is nothing bad, but like they're not really advertised a whole lot. You know what I mean?
They're not.
So like I forget how I even heard about him 3 years ago, but like I post all the links in my videos and stuff just to kind of try to help you get it out there or whatever. So I think he's
changing that, Derek. I think he's changing that because the commercials on some of my videos are The Anatomy of a Fish Hook by Catfish Sumo.
Is that right? Maybe, I was going to say, he just posted 2 videos out this week, which I haven't seen any videos on his YouTube channel for a long time. And then I've seen some stuff on his Facebook page. So it does seem like he's getting out there a little more, which is cool.
They sell a lot of those spoons. Like they kept them moving on those spoons, probably.
Yeah, I just bought some of those last week when I bought another one of their reels. I've got 2 of their reels now, and I bought one of their spoons, and they got some hooks too, but they just don't have any of my size. They've got more, your flathead and blue size hooks. They're a little big for my channel cats, but
yep, Sumo are on Amazon, Maurice. They do have
the
reels are on Amazon.
Demon Dragon style things too. I bought a bunch of them off of them.
Cool. Well, y'all go check out Ohio Catfish Chasers, and I forgot to shout out Roger's show, Muskrat Adventures. He's live on Tuesday nights, and Derek goes live a lot too from the water. So go check out his live streams and his YouTube channel. And Derek, we thank you for coming on, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah, you too. See you guys.
All right, next up, Stan the Man. You ready, Stan? All right, there he is, representing Palmetto Cat shirt.
That's right. Unlike Mr. Murillo, I'm sucking up to the guest. I want to get invited back. Actually, my wife had to wash from my live today. Had to wash and dry the shirt just so I had it for tonight.
Oh, thank you, buddy. All right, you have one of the rods that not the actual rod I grew up using, but the brand I grew up using, Ugly Stick. So why don't you show us that rod?
All right. Well, I'm kind of probably the anti what everybody else.
What do you mean anti like big catfish rods?
Yeah, because what my budget allows me is pole that's not going to fail me, first of all, that I can afford. And you can't go wrong with an ugly stick. I got the this is the 8-foot ugly stick. It's 15 to 30 pound test. It says lure weight is up to 3 ounces, but I'm chunking on a new bait caster, on my Okuma bait caster that is new to me, and I'm easily chunking 4-ounce weights plus the weight of bait. So I'm having no issues with my my ugly stick catfish spinning rod. I got the 8-foot one because fishing from the bank, that little bit of extra distance on an 8-foot is good. And also fishing from the bank, if I get too much more than 8, I fish around trees a lot. So if you go up to a 9 or 10, I'm kind of in that range where that's going to be too high. So that's why I like my 8-foot. I had
beat my ex-wife with one of those. Sorry, I couldn't let that one go by.
I had started out with the ugly stick spinning rod, and I got that spinning rod and the reel. That whole deal was only $40. And
and you look on the link I was showing. I mean, they have the the casting combo for $79.95, and then they have different variations. So I think that's other than one of the ones I got behind me, I think that's the cheapest one we've seen so far. The most inexpensive one. Let me say it that way.
Yeah, because like I said, I've used my ugly stick was, almost everybody's had an ugly stick at one time or another. That was my father was ugly stick. So that's what we've done most of our life. I've got an ugly stick, ultralight that's 50 years old, and it's still the same action as day one. And so for the price point for me, for the price of one of the rods, I got a rod, I got a brand new reel, I got tackle, I got sinkers, I got slides, I got bobber stops, I got line, and for less than, and I know it's not going to fail me. You're not, the ugly stick is not gonna, it's not gonna break. The action is awesome for those big takedowns that everybody likes.
Yep. And that's proof by Kayak Catfish. That's what he uses on his boat. And I know he does have some Academy rods too, but those are his main rods.
Yeah, well, he switched off with the Academy thing just to prove to people that you can do it cheaper, and he got that on the Academy rods on clearance and used them for a summer, and I think he paid $6 for the Academy rod.
Connor, we're doing that right now. This is probably the best rod for under $100 shipping and handling and everything, and you can get a reel with it. So if you're new to catfishing, I highly recommend the ugly stick because you won't spend a lot of money and you'll get a good quality rod to start off with, and it'll catch any fish out there. Now it's better for different applications than others. Dragging, it does fine for me, but I know that, dragging and fighting a big one when and if I get one, it's going to take me a little longer to wrangle it in. But man, you talk about catching smaller ones, channel cats, even fish up to 40 pounds. It's the action on it's great.
Yeah, but Kevin, that extra action on that, when you are fighting bigger ones, on top of having, if you're using mono, on top of having that mono stretch and your drag, the rod has a little bit extra give. So on a stouter rod where that fish makes that last ditch run when it gets to the boat or to the bank, you get a stouter rod, you got a better chance of snapping that line. Ugly stick is a lot.
Yeah.
That ugly stick is a lot more forgiving rod than a lot of the other it's stiffer rods. And like I said, for a medium heavy, it's a light rod for being a bank fisherman.
It is very light.
And like I said, we've caught monsters. My son caught a 60-pounder on my 7-foot ugly stick last year. So as far as handling big fish, like you said, Kayak Catfish does it. I think I've seen these ugly sticks on One Over's boat.
Oh yeah, he uses them. Yep.
I think what's his name? Glenn from Glenn's out. I've seen him on his boat. So there's a lot of channels. There's a lot of.
I have one too.
And like I said, you can't. They're not going to fail you. Would I love to have maybe one of the other rods? Of course, but
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's kind of like, you're gonna buy a rod that's gonna do the job. You're gonna have fun with it. It's gonna last you. It might not be a Cadillac. It might not be an Escalade, but it's a tough vehicle that's gonna it's gonna get you where you need to go.
it's like me.
There you go.
This one I've had 6 years already, and like I said, we've pulled. I can't tell you how many hundreds of pounds of catfish out of the James in 6 years with this rod. Saltwater. I bring it saltwater fishing because I love the action that I get saltwater on it, and it's similarities between catfishing and bottom fishing for saltwater. So we've pulled pounds and pounds of saltwater fish out with it. So for the price point,
great rod. Yep. Definitely the value of the night. The value of the night. And I mean, I say value, but I don't want to be misunderstood. Value can go with quality as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, man. Y'all go check out S. Smith's YouTube channel. Or did you change the name already?
Not yet. I did my first live. Did my first live today.
I saw that. I was at church, so I couldn't join you.
And amazing. All the support. I can't thank everybody enough. It was amazing.
You're doing great, man. We'll all support you.
Monday nights, I'm with Ace on our new show on after Catfish Weekly.
That's right. Yep.
The next couple of weeks going to be on Ace's channel, but then we're going to do a switch back and forth once I get this technology a little more figured out. And
cool, man.
A lot of good things going on.
I look forward to it, and thank you for all the support you show me. I appreciate it. All right, buddy. Good night.
All right. Hey, y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir. All right, fishing with the Chad got us a chubby fish rod, correct? I can't unmute you for some reason.
Hey, I muted myself because I really had a feeling you were going to make me go after Roger, and I was going to have to talk about my chubby rod. And I didn't
move on. Yeah, move on. Anyway,
chubby fish CPR rod. That means catfish pursuit rod. These were actually I was actually talking to the owner yesterday was Saturday. Yesterday at the tournament that I fished in, the owner of the company was there. Asked the site again, and if he's going to be able to or be selling these rods, and he's currently right now listing these as a limited production. But when I was looking for new rods for the boat, when I was trying to figure out what I wanted, I was waiting on the CatCon to come around, and Mark Blavel introduced me to chubby catfish CPR rods, and I was actually able to get a very good deal on these. He said that he may down the road carry these again, but if anybody is looking for them, there's some local expos, the Cincinnati expos and stuff like that, that'll be in early January, normally when they start back up. He has just less than 30 of them left. And I last time knew he was selling these for around $50 or $60 a piece. So when you're looking to get into a new rod, especially when you're getting into drifting and dragging, and this is a freaking quality rod.
And I want to mention something quick. I researched chubby rods, which is different than chubby fish. So the link in the description is incorrect. Don't look at it. Those are bass fishing rods, apparently.
Wow, you set me up with bass fishing rods. No, chubbyfishoutdoors.com. They have a lot of terminal tackle and everything else too. So
they don't have anything right now, but they usually.
The website will be back. He's been building back up his stock. They changed owners. There was two guys that was doing it. One of the guys got out of it, and Dave has taken it over by himself. And he will be opening it up in December, he said.
There you go.
But these are 7.5 foot medium heavy rods. They have the foam these are metal reel seats. They don't have the double locking action. They do just have the plastic lockdown on it. But I can tell you, with the metal reel seat themselves, reels fit perfect. They don't do that wobble that you get on some of them. They're awesome. They're all metal eyelets. Sorry, I'm living it on room here. So there's the reel seat on it. They do have a white tip, and they look like they are black rods, but they're actually a dark green. So in the sunlight, they actually glisten, and I really like it. But like I said, they're medium action. These here, they don't have the list weight on them of what you can cast, but I cast 10-ounce sinkers constantly with big bait sometimes. So you're talking at least 15, 16 ounces without a problem. And I've actually had these with 40-pound line used as an anchor because I got snagged and I was in some really heavy current. And these rods will bend. They have great backbone in them. I don't know who all has them. I've seen a couple people in chats recently say that they also use the chubby catfish rods. But yeah, they have great backbone. When you get snagged or get a good fish, I'm still waiting on a big fish, but Dee will attest. They handled her 23-pound PB earlier this year like they were nothing. So they're a really good rod. If you can catch Dave or Chubby Catfish, he's got a Facebook page as well. He is looking to get rid of those last 20, 25 that he's got, and then he's going to thank you if he's going to keep it up or not. Like you was talking about the shipping. The shipping is what kills these guys. Then if you can go to a local event, you're more than likely able to get a better deal on fishing rods like CatCon, the expos, and stuff like that.
Awesome. Cool, man.
All right.
So Chubby Fish Outdoors. He said they'll be back open in December.
December.
Maybe they'll be at the Catfish Conference, hopefully, and you can check them out. I do like the fact that rod is dark green. That would match that Catfish Sumo reel that I have pretty good.
they do shimmer in the light, man. They look black just sitting in here, but when the sun's glistening, they are nice.
Maurice is calling you out, buddy. Yeah, Chad, we know you don't catch trophy cats. That being said, y'all check out Fishing with the Chad.
I ain't messing with Maurice. He took Dockery's side.
He's live on Thursday nights with James Dockery. Check him out. He's also puts a fishing video here and there, and he also runs the couples tournament, which was really awesome. So thanks again for that. Ray Smith, I think it would be great to break down rods by species of catfish. Well, I'm about to do that here after my next guest.
All right, cool.
Kevin, all right, buddy. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Yep. Last but not least, we got old Skip Stewart. Oh, I just like saying your name like that. I don't know why. Old Skip.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. What you got for us?
All right. Well, I got a little different perspective on it. I thought I would, like Roger said, when he started out, he didn't know where to start. I had no clue where to start. I had a couple old bait caster, or Alba Garcia bait caster, or not bait caster, but spinning outfits that we used to fish from the bank from. And when I got into boat fishing, I wanted to go to a casting rod, and of course I was cheap, so I went to Walmart. and for someone to get started, I mean, I don't know the full durability of these rods, but it's a Berkeley big game. They're like $21.99, and I put the Akuma Classic CLX, which is like $39.99. So for, 60, and then your line, for $60-$70, you can get started.
Yeah.
And I did. And
so those of you who were, I forget the gentleman's name that was asking earlier, here's another great option that you can get started with catfishing. So I appreciate Skip for doing this. Go over it one more time. It's a Berkeley big game.
Berkeley big game. It's a 7-foot. They call it a medium heavy casting. It says 1 to 4 ounce, but it'll handle. I mean, I've got an 8-ounce sinker on there. I mean, it'll handle that. Says trilene, 10 to 30 pound line. It's it's only 7 foot. I believe it's got 7 eyes, and they are the inserted eyes. So like I say, I don't know the durability of them. I didn't use them really that long. And then I kept them around for basically kind of like boat rods, like if someone was with me that didn't have them. But I've caught several fish on them. They are a 2-piece rod. Something I've never really had a problem with. They've never come apart or anything. I'm sure they're not. I mean, I would feel comfortable catching 20 and 30 pounders with it. I mean, anytime, and you could probably even catch more with the drag set right and everything. But I don't know the durability, the long-term durability of them.
Yeah, so that's, I think what you got there is like your and it'll pretty much catch any. So y'all, we're talking about catfish here. I mean, we're not talking about, big stripers or we're talking about sharks or, sea bass or reds or anything. We're talking about catfish. And you can have one, especially when you have current, like give you a really good fight to where you might think about your rod selection. But for the everyday catfish angler, what Skip's got, what Skip's got will catch anything you want. And then you move up to like what Roger has and what everybody else is talking about, and that's just the next level up. It's the next level up.
And I started out in lakes. This was before I started going to the river, and it was working good. But then you decide you want something else. So
yeah.
So then I went to I thought I'd throw them both out here.
Yeah,
the ripping lips.
Ripping lips.
And this, I feel that this rod probably falls right there with the ugly stick.
Okay.
It's a 7.5. They call it a medium heavy. I feel, I guess it could be compared to some medium heavies. It's got the steel eyes. It's a 1-piece rod. It's very light. Let's see. Got to turn this around the other way. It's got the.
Hey, Vassler Gaming, can you refrain from the weird talk, please? Somebody take care of that.
The handle is what do you call that?
I don't know.
Weird. I can't. They call it something, but it does have. That was one thing I wanted to mention about the other one. I'm not even sure if it's got a graphite reel seat. It could be just plastic.
Yeah.
I've never had a rod come loose or anything.
It's probably plastic. Mm-hmm. That's really what separates your price points. Is you get the materials that it's made, just like a reel.
Yeah.
When they have plastic parts in them, they're more inexpensive.
I didn't like this handle. This is actually my son's. But I can testify, I've caught some 20 plus fish on it. And Roger actually has a video, Muskrat Ventures, of Herb Everhart. This is all he uses. I think he's got like 6 of them. And he caught, 340s in a half an hour, and it's all in video.
Nice.
Right in a row. So,
there you go. Even more proof that that'll pretty much, these rods will catch what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I'll show you one thing that I did different on mine. Because I didn't like that handle, especially in the rod holders and stuff. I took and paracorded that.
Oh, yeah.
And then put a, heat shrink.
Yep.
On there. But I've actually moved on. These are just spare rods for people that don't have any. I'm using Tangled with Catfish, Big Cat Fever, and Muddy River. I have, a few of each of those.
And that's how it goes. Where people are asking, like, where should I start? The first rod you had, that's where you should start. See if you like catfishing first, and buy some inexpensive gear that really you could use for the rest of your, as as long as you're easy with it, you could use it for as long as the rod lasts. And then you step up to an ugly stick, and then you step up to a ripping lips. You just keep stepping up if you want to, because your gear, people like us are gearheads, and we want something a little bit nicer and that feels a little bit better. And you start talking about weight balancing and reel seats and all the unnecessary stuff, but it makes it fun. All the bass fishermen usually had the fun with all the gear, and now cat fishermen are finally getting that. So I think it's fun. I think everything is overpriced, to be honest with you, but we're obviously willing to pay it.
Yes.
Well, Skip, thanks for coming on 2 weeks in a row. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone that's coming in. I got a few rods of my own that I'm going to show, but I appreciate you coming in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We're past 9, so I'm going to go quickly. Somebody was asking about the Boom Squad. That's the membership to my channel. If you're on a laptop, you can go look by the subscribe button and you can hit the membership. You get content before others. You get discounts. You get behind the scenes footage. I don't want to bore you all with that. Y'all can go read that. So I started off with spinning reels, and the first one that I got, well, not the first one, but when I got into catfishing, the first one I got was from my dad, and this is an ugly stick spinning rod. It's a GX2. Y'all have seen most of the fish on my channel because I just switched to spinning or casting gear. Was caught on GX2s, and I'm telling you what, man, these GX2s are fun. They make a 15-pound catfish feel like a big one, and I'm not afraid of it breaking at all. Like I can do what I affectionately call the chunky test on the tips of these rods, and I know they're not going to break. I'm just picking on them. They're plastic. They have the plastic reel seats, and this is a spinning rod. They have the short butts, but for spinning, I think the short butts work. The short butts really work. Pretty rod. Shakespeare makes ugly stick. This is a one-piece. It's a 7-foot, medium heavy, 8 to 20-pound line. You can't go wrong. If you like spinning gear, I would suggest starting off with GX2. They usually sell them as a combo with Shakespeare reel. Looks a lot like a pin, but you can't go wrong with that. I think the combos go for like $50-something in Walmart when they have them. Love that. Then I stepped up from there. Still an ugly stick. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you for the super chat. Where's Danny? Danny. And that's going to the Golden Whiskers. Got 1 week to nominate, and then we'll start voting. I got my ceiling fan running, so I hope I don't hit it. This is the next step up. Ugly stick spinning. Let me open my door so I can extend it a little bit. All right. I actually gave these to my dad the other day because I switched, and I had to go get one back from him. But this is a ugly stick big water. This is a heavy, and I also had a medium heavy. Oh, this is the medium heavy, and I had a medium. So this is a 7-foot, 20 to 40-pound line capacity or line rating. It's got big guides. Again, this is a spinning rod. I can't twist it, guys. I'll hit everything in the house. But ugly stick big water. This is a little bit more expensive, but for those bigger fish, for dragging bigger baits and bigger leads, the GX2 would always have a bend in it, and it didn't have any action. So I got a little stiffer rod. Yeah, stay away from the ceiling fans. I told you. Yep. So I stepped it up. They also sell these in Walmart. They're about $60 for one, so a little bit more pricey, but it's a bigger rod. It's got a lot of backbone to it, and it's got a lot of action in the tip. Next, my dad uses an ugly stick. He uses all ugly sticks. Well, this is the next step up from that. They have these in spinning and casting. This is a spinning. It's an ugly stick tiger rod. Ugly Stick Tiger. I think it's a really ugly rod. I told my dad that. I said, this is the ugliest rod ever made. It's like a brownish gold. But, man, he's caught some big fish on it. I'll tell you what, it's a 7-foot medium action. 20 to 50 pound. Thanks, Mike Costello. These are also at Walmart, and these go a little bit. They're a little bit more pricey than the big waters, but again, they have these in spinning and casting as well. Who is that? Mike Costello. Mike Costello. Tell me if y'all like this. Do y'all like this? Does it distract too much from the show? I was looking for a way to just thank people more than just saying their names, which there's nothing wrong with that. But just to say thank you for supporting the show. So if y'all like that, let me know. If you don't, I'll stop doing it. But and then thank you for those who were on the Boom Squad. That's awesome. I've used the Tiger rods for years and put some hogs. Yep, so is my dad, Dustin. He loves them. Let's see. Weekend Angler. I ordered 10-foot ugly stick big water spinning rods for bank fishing. They're awesome. Cool. Yeah, I haven't ever had a 10-foot. All three of those are 7-footers, which is kind of standard for ugly stick. I never even knew there was a 7'6" until I really got into it. All right. Next is a Big Cat Fever, but it's one that people haven't gone over yet. I figured they wouldn't. This is the medium action. It's a Big Cat Fever medium action aluminum reel seat with the EVA foam. Now you'll notice on the bottom it doesn't have the cuts in it, but on the top half of the handle it does have the cuts in it. Cool Cats Country Living is a new member. Awesome. I'll put your name up there in a second, Brian. Thank you. It's got the the other thing about the GX2, the GX2 has a small hook keeper, really tiny hook keeper. And the Big Water nor the Tiger have hook keepers. So that's something to keep in mind too. Catfish Fever or Big Cat Fever has an oversized hook keeper. This is a medium action, 7'6". I like this rod. I like how much it bends when you get a medium-sized catfish on it. And it's got a lot of action. I believe this is the same one that Caleb had lift him up on the forklift with. Let's see if I can spin it around. If y'all hear chopping, I'm sorry. But it's got a white tip on it. And it's very flexible, very flexible. So you see everything happen. All right. I'm going through these kind of quick because it's getting late, y'all. All right. Next, we had the B&M Silver Cat Elite on there earlier by Jimmy Fishing and Gear. But I have what is possibly one of my top 2 or 3 favorite rods. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put our new member up here. Cool Cats. I'm just going to put Cool Cats. Cool. That's not how you spell it. I'm an educator, yo. Cool Cats. I think that's how he spells it. You're up there. One of my top 3 favorite rods right now is a B&M rod, cork handle, a really long butt on it, aluminum reel seat. It's got the diamonds. Y'all, I mean, these rods have diamonds in them. They put actual diamonds in it. I love this hook keeper. It's oversized like the other ones, but it's got an oval shape to it instead of a square. And it's so easy. It's really easy to hook in big hooks into this. This is a Silver Cat Magnum. Silver Cat Magnum. Love this rod. I do need a bigger whiteboard. This is a medium heavy. Now, unlike the Big Cat Fevers, this is a 7'5" and not a 7'6". So it's an inch shorter. Hello, Jose Hernandez. How you doing? It's got black guides on it. I think that's pretty cool. But I just like it because it's stout. It's really stout. It's got a good backbone to it. the action on it isn't as great as the Big Cat Fever rods or the rod I'll get to in a minute, a Muddy River rod. It's a lot more stiff than the other medium heavy rods. But I really like it, and I think it's because it's got that long butt, and I can really hold on to it and just keep it under wraps. I really like this rod. I recommend it. It runs about $65 to $70, but they had them on sale in my tackle shop, which is why I got them. They had the Big Cat Fevers on sale too. I got steals on all these rods. All right. Next, we have some fan favorites in here. This is a Muddy River Catfishing Blue Cat rod, and probably the sexiest rod that I own. It's not green, but it's a beautiful blue. It's got kind of like a foam, I don't know, rubber type grip on it, which is really unique. The back, it's stitched. It's an improvement that Chris said that he made in the rods because they were glued and they were coming apart. And he said that I did this. And hey, Tim Toops, welcome to the show. And so that's not going to come apart. It's got the double locking system just like the other ones. But check out that blue, y'all. Isn't that insane? It's blue. It's got another one up here. It's got this little cone, oversized hook keeper. It's a medium heavy 7'6" rod. I'll let y'all see that. And then that's where the blue stops, y'all. The rest of it is this sleek, glossy white. And I know I haven't had it as long as the Big Cat Fever rods, the white ones that I have, but I haven't heard of anybody's turning yellow. So if anybody has one and it's turned yellow, I hadn't seen it. But what Roger was talking about is they turn yellow where the glue is, and I hadn't seen that. Stainless steel guides, got a lot of action in it, and it just feels good. Like, you ever had a rod that just feels good? Like, you feel really good about it, and when you put a bait out, you're hoping that something hits that rod. This is that rod for me right now, and it's not just because I love Chris, which I do, but it's a really, really great rod. So far, I haven't caught a big fish on it, but I'm going to. I know this is what my PB is going to come on. Yes, Chris does have a new rod come out, a medium action, and he should have that at CatCon. We got another super chat, Jason Ward. Thank you, buddy. Jason Ward. Cool. I need somebody back here. Maybe I can get Anna in here to write these down. Awesome. We're going to move on to the last rod I have for the evening. It's also a Muddy River catfishing rod. This is a spinning rod. This is one of the ones that he gifted to me, and I'm so thankful for that. You can't stop the yellow. Okay. So that may be something I have to check out. But this one has got the same grip on it. It's black with a gray reel seat, which kind of opens up. A lot of people like to match their gear. Like I said, now don't slam me for this. A lot of us are gearheads, and so we like our stuff to match. We like it to look good and perform. So, you can put pretty much any color reel on here, and it's going to look great. On the Blue Cat, I have a Ming Yang CL60, a nice bright Kentucky UK blue on there, and it looks phenomenal. I mean, it just pops. But you can put anything on these, just like the other one. The other Muddy River rod's got an oversized hook keeper. It's got the green threads in it. So if you like green like I do, it's magic. Medium. This is a spinning edition. This is a 7-foot. This is a 7-foot. Stop, Kevin. Stop what? 7-foot, and this is the Flathead Rod. So he's got a Blue Cat. He's got a Flathead. And I think even though it's not what he's calling a new rod, I think those of us who are really into like rods and Chris Flores rods are going to call it the Channel Cat rod, which might make the Channel Cat people upset because it's a medium action. So it they may translate it to smaller fish. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to using that one. And if you saw on Chunky's live stream, he showed it, and it's black and it's got a gold reel seat. So if you like gold and black, if you're a Saints fan, someone told me that if you clean your white rod with car wax, it'll take the yellow away. There you go. There's a tip from Jose Hernandez. Flathead rod. So if you're into flathead fishing, what I've been told, and if it's not true, then blame somebody else. What I've been told is the reason it's a 7-foot rod, it's got a lot less action in it, so that you can pull flatheads out of debris. And if you've seen Chris Flores' channel, Muddy River Catfishing, when he's on that muddy river, like he literally pulls them out of the thick sticks, and most times he has to go swimming to get them out of there. And if you saw his last one of his last videos, his buddy even threw the rod in the water and got it back. So it has nothing to do with the rod, but I thought it was funny. It's got a white tip on it for high visibility. It's got the stainless steel guides again. They're just awesome. I use these right now for down rods because they're a little more stiff, and I put a heavy weight on them so that the current won't blow it down, and they hold 8 to 10 ounces without much bend in them at all, which is why I like them. And actually, I'm going on a camping trip on Friday night, and I'm going to take these. I'm going to take my spinning setups because my pin reels have a really loud ping on them. So these will be in that video. Hopefully it gets made. But that's it, y'all. Listen, I've had a great time. I also have a silver cat here, and I had the big cat fevers that the other guy showed you. But yeah, I didn't show you the website, so let me go ahead and show you that real quick. Let's see. If you want a Shakespeare Ugly Stick Big Water, I have the links down in the description for that. And then let's see, what else do we got? I have the links for all of those ugly sticks. There's the GX2. $39.95. Man, that's other than that Berkeley Big Game, that's probably your most inexpensive one tonight. That's a 2-piece. Mine's a 1-piece, but you'll be fine with a 2-piece. I'm pretty sure they probably have a 1-piece on Amazon. But that's a great deal for that rod. It's a steal, actually. That rod will get you through anywhere. They actually do have the Big Cat or the B&Ms on Amazon, the Silver Cat Magnums. So if you're interested in those, they're on there. They got a sale on them, looks like $72. Let's see. We got the Ugly Stick Tiger. All of these are in the description. Ugly Stick Tiger. They got a 6'6" and a 7-footer. So they have both of those on there. And then last but not least, we got our Blue Cat rod. Spinning and casting, both the same price. And he just got a huge shipment of these in, so he's not going to run out. He said he's got enough to get him through CatCon. And there's the Flathead Rod. The Flathead Rod is $10 cheaper. There you go. Check out muddyrivercatfishing.com for those. All right, y'all. Well, hey, it's been an hour and 40 minutes. Thank you for the 111 people that made it an hour and 40 minutes. I really, really appreciate y'all. And I would appreciate it even more if you could hit that thumbs up and really show your love in that way. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this. It's gone better than I thought it would go. The real talk last week, if you missed that, Go back and watch that. That was awesome. We had a lot of great guests on, a lot of awesome reels that you can check out. Go check that video out. Next week, unless I get injured in my camping trip, we're gonna do some terminal tackle talk, and I probably won't have guests on for that unless I have requests. So if you want to come on and share your favorite terminal tackle, we're talking about hooks, we're talking about sinkers, we're talking about slides, we're talking about line, we're talking about rattles and all that kind of stuff. I don't have all of it. So if you want to come on, I especially need people with demon dragons and different variations of hooks. Come on. Otherwise, I'll just have screenshots and talk about the advantages and disadvantages of all that. And of course, for the new fisherman, what you would need to start out with and what's a great starter kind of kit for what you're doing. And we'll be species specific. So we'll talk about hooks for flatheads, which hooks work better for blues, all of that jazz. So check that out. Thank you to Danny, Mike, and Jason for the super chats. Thank you for my Boom Squad members, Val, Katie, Ray, and Cool Cats, Brian. And check out the channel of the week, Epic Catfishing. You're really going to like that. You're really going to like that channel. And you're not far behind. They only have two videos up. So go check them out. You're welcome, Josh. Thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. So without further ado, I'm going to pray us out, and then I'll bid you adieu. Heavenly Father, thank you for another successful show. Thank you for this platform to share my love for fishing on an earth that you've created and resources that you've given us to use. And I just thank you for all your glory and the wonderful nature you provided. I thank you for this platform to share my love for you and talk about Jesus openly. I thank you for this country where we're allowed to do this and we have these opportunities to do this, to reach so many people. And Lord, I just thank you for my guests that came on tonight. I thank you for everybody in chat, everybody who supports the show when they don't have to monetarily. I just thank you for that. That's going above and beyond. It's extra. And I appreciate those people as well. And even if they don't, Lord, I appreciate those who just come in here and just want to talk and listen. And Lord, that supports me just as much. And I just thank you for those people. And I just want to ask you to bless everyone that's in here, bless their week, bring them all back next week, Lord. And we just give you all the glory for it. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy fishing.